Healing was the warm-up. This is the main fucking event. Welcome to Go Regulate Yourself, the unapologetic, unfiltered love letter you didn't know you needed. This is where mental health meets real life, where growth gets gritty, and where we stop pretending healing makes us saints. Think of it like therapy with tequila shots and a side of tough love. In this space, we're learning how to take responsibility for our shit, face the chaos of life, and become the best version of who we are. So if you're ready for your weekly what the fuck am I doing moment, let's dive in. Hello, Reg Babes, and welcome back to another episode on the Go Regulate Yourself podcast. My name is Brianne, I am your host, and I am so excited to drop in here with you today. It has been such an incredible fucking month, and again, I am blown away at the universe's ability to deliver things to me in a state of surrender and trust. And if this month is any indication of what 2026 is bringing with the fire horse energy, I am fucking here for it. I don't know about you, but it's feeling really, really fucking good right now. So I wanted to drop in here today with a little bit of inspiration, a little bit of a life update, and ultimately encouraging you to go after whatever the fuck it is that you desire in this lifetime. Now, if you've been in this space for a little while, following me on social media or familiar with the other episodes of the podcast, you'll know that the last few years have been a wild ride for me. And there has been a lot of trial, a lot of tribulation, a lot of challenges that have worked their way into my life. We're talking a company collapse, we're talking a cancer culture mob online, we're talking bankruptcy, we're talking an explant that came after a bunch of health-related concerns due to my implants. We're talking about walking away from my nursing career, walking away from coaching, and ultimately being put in a position where I didn't know what the fuck the next step was going to be for me, where I was going to go from here, and a whole lot of trust being required for me to just feel sane, I guess, on one hand, but also for me to be able to get to that next place. So over the last few years, I have been in the depths of despair. I have been the most sick, the most depressed, the most dissociated that I have ever been in my journey. And I have been going really deep with the fucking healing work. And I really do believe the closeout of 2025 was a huge closeout cycle for me. It was the end of my 9-year cycle. So I'm starting fresh with a new 9-year cycle for 2026. It's a closeout of this year of the snake and a closeout of so many things. I mean, I signed for my bankruptcy to begin in 2025. I walked away from coaching, a 10-year career for me in 2025, and I had my explant done. So by the end of last year, it really was feeling like this clean out energy, starting fresh, clean slate, ready to move on for the next year ahead. Now, since walking into 2026, I have been doing things differently in my life. I used to talk a lot about goal setting and getting into the identity of the person that you wanted to be and having your goals relate to that. And I really do still believe that that is part of this medicine. I do believe that we need to consistently be shifting our energy and our vibration to step into the identity of the person that we're becoming, the person that we most want to be. But I'm also in a space of being incredibly content in the season that I am in, relishing in how amazing life is right now, being so incredibly grateful for that, so present to the moment in which things are occurring. And I think that's where a lot of us get tripped up in manifestation, if I'm being perfectly honest, is we think that we need to be somewhere that we're not. And we're consistently setting these goals out into the universe, these desires, these wishes, these things that we want to call into our life. And we're saying, hey, universe, I so desperately want this money. I so desperately want this shift. I so desperately want this person. And when we're using that energy of, I am not enough, I am not worthy enough without that thing, we're now not only putting pressure on that thing to deliver us a feeling that we don't think that we can, that we don't think we already have, or don't think that we can create right now in this moment. But outside of the pressure, we are also now latching into the desperation, the not enoughness, the not worthy enoughness. And that is a really shitty place to be, because what you resist persists in your life. So everything that you are pretending is not present, all of the things that you are ignoring, all of the things that you do not have gratitude for right now in this moment, all of those things that you're resisting are going to keep showing up in your reality again and again and again until you learn to be happy and satisfied and enough right now in this moment without anything else. And you know what? I just got off of recording a podcast episode with Lauren of Love, who is like a girl crush of mine. I had the opportunity to work with her in a mastermind over the last year. And although we haven't been in direct contact for the last 6 months, she has seen my journey of overcoming my explant and all of the things to do with my implant journey. And I got to go on her podcast and record an episode about that, which will be airing here in the next couple of months. But when we were talking today and we were talking about this notion of worthiness, I really believed for a long time that I was not worthy, as if there is a certain like percentage or scale of worthiness where some people are stamped when they come through the womb of like, you're 100% worthy, you're 78% worthy, you're 22% worthy. And unless we do or say or act in a certain way, we cannot increase that percentage. So we're always in our lifetime working to try to become more worthy through the things that we say, the things that we do, how we act, how we show up, how we respond, etc. But the thing is that we will never be more worthy than we are right now in this moment. And that sounds fucked up. And that's like maybe like a slap in the face of like, ouch, like really, this is as good as it gets. But hear me out. You will never be more worthy than you are right now in this moment, because you just inherently are. There is no worthy and not worthy. There just is worthy. Every single person in the human experience is worthy. You cannot increase it. You cannot decrease it. You just are. So if you right now in this moment think that you are not worthy, it's never going to get better than it is right now. You are as worthy as you will ever be right now. You always have been, you always will be, you will always be worthy, just as you are right now in this moment. And so if you are trying to call things into your life from a goal setting standpoint of, I will not be happy until I have this thing, I will not be free until I have this thing, I will not be enough until I have this thing, that energy that you are holding on to of not enoughness is going to continue to attract back to you circumstances, situations, people, just challenges in life that are going to continue to prove to you that you are not worthy. And so the energy in which you are living this season of your life, in which you are going after the goals or the things that you desire to achieve in life, that needs to be reflected upon right now. Because it's one thing for us to say, I have this goal, I have this dream, I have this desire, and I want to achieve these things. It's another for us to say, I need to do these things, otherwise my life has no purpose. I need to do these things, otherwise I'm a waste. I need to do these things, otherwise I'm not lovable. Whatever it is, fill in the blank with whatever's speaking to you in your heart, but that is where we need to make a shift and a change. And so, although I'm still all for stepping into the identity of the person that you want to be and allowing that to create some magic in your life, I also am in the season of recognizing how to have immense, deep, unconditional love and gratitude for where I find myself right now, for the season that I find myself in right now. It's kind of like, as I explained on her podcast, my journey of my implant like becoming part of my body and then becoming not part of my body. When I got my implants, I was doing so from a place of hate. I didn't like my body. I wanted to change it. And so, therefore, I was going to get breast implants to love myself more. I did not, after that 10-year journey of all of my surgeries and the breast implant illness and the capsular contracture and all these things that happened, I did not want to have an explant for the reason of hating my body. I did not want to have them leave in the same energy that they came in because I truly believe that that matters. And so, in the 3 years between making the decision to get an explant and actually having my explant be done, I decided to be extremely happy and grateful and find love for my body with or without implants throughout that entire journey. And that is what shifted and changed for me. And where I sit now, just over 2 months post op of loving myself so much and feeling so friggin' good in my skin is not because the implants are out of my body, but because that was already a foundation of self love that I created in my life and my circumstances. And so the same thing is true of us when we are going after goals in our life. We want to be able to hold the vibration of love and enoughness and gratitude for where we find ourselves in this season, even if it's not where we want to end up, even if we have these big goals and dreams and desires for ourselves in our lives, we still want to be grateful for where we find ourselves right now, because that truly is what makes all of the difference in our lives and what we are actually able to achieve. And I can promise you this, despite the fact that I wanted an explant, despite the fact that I had this desire to get the implants out of my body, the universe did not deliver me the opportunity to have that done until I was in the right frame of mind. The explant came at the perfectly right time, the time when I had actually leaned into loving myself so deeply, so unconditionally, that I was ready to have the operation to have those be removed from my system. So the same thing of life. If we are trying to manifest, if we are trying to bring things into our lives, more money, better career, different relationship, you name it, we can try and try and try to attract or to get that thing in our life. But if we are not in the energy of being ready to receive that, if we're currently, oh, my life is so shit and this career sucks and I never have enough money or these people are always terrible to me. If we're constantly in that energy, guess what's going to keep slapping us in the face again and again and again? We're going to keep getting the same shitty relationships, that same toxic career, the same business failure, the same limited finances in our bank account. We are not going to be able to shift and change from the position that we currently find ourselves in until we change the underlying energy of where we find ourselves. Now, this is not toxic positivity. This is not us pretending things are better than they actually are. That is not what I'm saying at all. In fact, that is the complete fucking opposite of what I'm saying. Because when you are pretending, that energy is palpable. You can tell when somebody is faking it, and that is not a true, genuine feeling. And the universe, bet your fucking ass, can tell when you are not being genuine, when you are faking it, when you are trying to shove down your real feelings or hide them in a closet, sweep them under a rug, and pretend they don't exist. That energy of what you are resisting is going to be what comes back and slaps you in the face or bites you in the ass. That is where you need to pay attention in your life and make some fucking changes. Feel your goddamn feelings. Talk or say whatever the fuck it is that you need to say. Get it off of your chest, make some changes, stop hiding, stop running away, stop denying the reality that you actually want to live, and start from the ground up. If your foundation is not solid, you are not going to be able to build a really big, beautiful house, okay? Now, this is the energy in which I am leaning into for January. I am surrendering. I am trusting. I have no idea what the rest of this year is going to entail, but I do know that I put into the universe the desire to be able to use my voice more in speaking, in podcasting, and writing this year. And I have already had an abundance of opportunities come through for me to be able to be on other people's podcasts or just different ways of things lining up that I never could have predicted. And I truly believe it's because I not only put out my intention, but I also got really freaking happy and content with where I currently am. Okay. So, despite the fact that I want to be on stages and having really massive downloads to my podcast, and I desire to have my Substacks go viral and have a really big community, all of these beautiful desires of what the future could entail, I am excited to create, but at the same time, I am so excited about being here in the rebirth energy of having let go of all of my old things, my old company, my old finances, all of that stuff, and be from the ground up. It gives me an opportunity to do things different, to have fun in those beginning stages of getting my first few hundred followers or reaching my first few thousand downloads, right? These are the fun energies that we get to be in. And I would miss this opportunity to celebrate all of these little milestones if I was only focused on the fact that I'm not where I want to be. It's kind of like when you're driving a car on the highway and your instructor tells you to look where you want to go, not where you are. That is exactly the same thing, right? If we're driving in a car and we're focused on the side rail, we're going to end up hitting that because we are not looking where we want to go. We're looking at where we don't want to go or where we currently are. And that's the same thing, right? I'm focused on where I want to go in the future, but at the same time, I'm extremely grateful for where I am in the vehicle right now, where I am in my life, where I am on this journey. I am grateful for where I am right now. I got my eyes focused on the prize, but I'm also completely content with this stage, this season. And let me tell you, the blessings that have happened this month with this change of energy and where I'm focusing my time and attention, absolutely magical and life altering. I honestly could not have envisioned half of the things happening this month that have. And so, just to kind of give you a quick run through, I have had not only an abundance of guests that I have recorded this month on the podcast to take us all the way to the end of March with some really juicy episodes. I also have over 70 guest applications to the podcast that I haven't even read yet for guests for the rest of the year. I have personally been scheduled on already 10 podcasts for this year. My goal is to be on over 100. Let's see if we can make it happen. And I also have been in some really big opportunity circles of one of the podcasts, Lawrence of Love's podcast. She has over like 260, I think it's close to 270,000 followers on Instagram on just that one platform, not to mention everything else that she has. That's a really big opportunity for my name and my face to be in another realm. In addition to all of that, we also have had some other business opportunities roll through. My bankruptcy is coming to a close in a few short months. And we're also looking at leaving Canada to go traveling again here in the next month. And so, all of these things, including me just being in the recovery stages from my explant and really feeling good in that space and starting to build up my strength, things are really falling into place after years and years of trials and tribulations and challenges. And I don't think that it's by coincidence. I truly don't believe anything in life is a coincidence. I believe that this is all happening because I learned how to let go of the validation, the people pleasing, the fears, everything that I was carrying for so many years. I learned how to be present with, love, and connect more deeply to myself than I ever have in my entire life. I truly believe this is the first time I actually get who I am, love who I am, and are excited to be with myself for the rest of this lifetime. And when you get into this space and you finally do build this connection to yourself, it's like that sensation of anything could happen. Every single person could turn their back onto me and leave, and I would still be okay. I would not only be okay, I would survive. I would actually get to the point where I would thrive. I love myself so deeply, so unconditionally. I love my life so deeply and unconditionally that I feel safe to explore, to experiment, to try big things, to be crazy in the next year and beyond of my life. And I've never felt this free in that space. The I don't give a fuck energy of anybody else's opinions or judgments, the ability to use my voice and talk into the screen. Doesn't matter if anybody's listening or there's a million people listening. The energy in which I'm doing so is the same because I am so solidified in my alignment and being present in this season of life. I really truly believe that this is where the magic happens. And I've learned something and tapped into something in the last 6 months that I don't think I've ever fully understood before in my life, and it's given me this power to just fucking do it. Put my name out there, throw my name into the hat, and see what is gonna be delivered to me. And my secret recipe every single day is closing my eyes and saying, "Universe, surprise me. This is what I want. This is what I'm desiring. This is what I'm working towards. Let's see what you got. What can you deliver? I'm surrendering. I trust you to bring into my circle whatever opportunities, people, or alignment needs to happen to make this successful." And that is all I have been able to witness this month is the surrender and trust process really paying off in my life tenfold. And so if there's one thing that I can recommend to you for this 2026 year and the energy in which you might find yourself right now, it's leaning into that. Finding a way to be grateful for your current circumstances, no matter how challenging and shitty they are. And trust me, I have been through some fucking shit in my life. Heavy, dark, deep shit that I don't wish on anybody. But every single day, I was able to move forward. I was able to get out of those circumstances and make it to where I am today by simply holding that faith and that trust and believing that I could get here to where I am now. I really do believe that doesn't matter how shitty our circumstances are, life keeps going. And we have to decide if we are going to move with life or we're going to stay stuck where we are until life passes us by and we end up on our deathbed and we go, holy fuck, I wasted my entire life being scared or my entire life not being in alignment with myself, wearing a fucking mask, pretending to be somebody I wasn't, or living a life that wasn't for me. You have one life to live. Doesn't matter who you are on this planet. We all have limited years ahead of us in this body, in this lifetime. We don't know how much time we got. We could be limited. Tomorrow could be our last day. Today could be our last day. So why live one single moment not living your best life? The only person that can change your circumstances is you. The only person that can change your life is you. And that's your responsibility and nobody else's. Nobody has the responsibility to change your life. You do. And so when you look around at where you are right now, find some fucking gratitude. Not the fake kind, not the pretending kind, the real fucking kind, where you recognize your worth, you recognize your enoughness, you recognize where you're currently at, and you find gratitude for this moment. Because you will never be more worthy than you are right now, wherever you find yourself. And the moment that you can get behind that, you can love yourself, you can embrace yourself, you can connect and trust yourself. From that moment moving forward, literally everything that you want in this lifetime is going to come pouring into you, into your life. Every single thing. is going to be attracted to you tenfold because you found a way to be present and content with who you are and how your life is. You create the fucking happiness. You create the freedom. You create any single feeling you can possibly imagine and what you're after. It doesn't come to you with things. It doesn't come to you with time. It's created in this moment right now. It's a decision. And so you got to just sit there and decide. Do I choose to be happy? Do I choose to be content? Do I choose to make this the best fucking year of my life by slowing down, being present, and simply just being happy no matter what the circumstances around me look like? That's your choice. And it's only your choice. And whatever you decide will be. So make a good fucking decision. That's all I'm going to say. I hope that you enjoyed today's episode. While it might have been a little bit of a rant and a very quick life update, I really wanted to speak from the heart in regards to some of these conversations I've been having or viewpoints I've been having in the last couple of weeks. And I truly, truly believe that this has been the maker to all of my success and feelings of happiness for this year so far. And I can't fucking wait to see what other magic is created because of this energy space I'm in. So I hope that you'll get on the bandwagon. I hope that you will join me. And I would love to know what your biggest takeaways from today's episode were. So go out there. Remember to regulate yourself before you wreck yourself. And I will catch you in the next episode. Take care. Mwah. Thanks for listening to this episode of the Go Regulate Yourself podcast. If you felt called out in the best way, I would be so honored if you drop below and leave a review or share this with a friend who needs to hear it too. And remember, regulate yourself before you wreck yourself. I'll catch you in the next episode. Mwah.